Well, hello everyone. Meteorologist Michael Wilhite here with Southern Indiana weather. I'm foregoing the sort of graphical 3-minute quick cast video update today due to the chance of severe weather. Wanted to do one of these more personal live ones today just because of the threat that's out there today. We are under a slight risk for severe weather today. We'll talk about all that implications here in just a minute. Today's update is sponsored by Metal Magic in Washington. Give Chad a call at 698-8555 for all of your paintless dent repair needs. Folks, with severe weather in the forecast, hail is always a possibility. They do a great job at paintless dent repair, folks, and they have a traveling hail team as well. So be sure you write that number down. You can see some examples of the work, folks. They do a mighty fine job. Located across from the Radio Shack there in Washington. Give Chad call and be sure to tell them that Southern Indiana weather sent you. All right, here is what the Storm Prediction Center map looks like. Slight risk really engulfs almost all of Indiana. Now, there is a lot of questions as far as to how severe we're going to end up seeing today. Just take a look through your probabilities. Tornado probabilities less than 2% all areas. I'm not worried about tornadoes today. Honestly, I don't think there's enough spin in the atmosphere to do much of anything. But wind and hail probabilities are both at the 15% threshold, which makes it a low-end slight risk for us. Now, there is just enough wind energy out there that we could see a few warnings out there. This is not going to be a outbreak of epic proportions today. This is not going to be in November 17th last year where we had multiple tornadoes spawning across Indiana and Illinois. It's not going to be this kind of a day at all. We're not looking at another day in March like we saw with the Henryville tornado that ripped through. So we can get that out of our minds. I don't think we're looking at anything like that today, but it is possible when we see a line roll through later tonight that we may end up having some warnings out of it. And it's going to be more for wind than it is for anything from the way things look to me right now. It's all going to be responsible because of this cold front. Here's where it is pretty much right now, and you can see as I move through the daytime how that cold front starts to advance our way by this evening, and then to the overnight hours it sort of just stalls out. It'll spark off a line of thunderstorms ahead of it that will move through our area, but then the cold front really just sort of stalls out through the area and just sort of hangs around and gives us more rain chances tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow looks like we could have a pretty decent shot at some soaking rains there potentially as well. All right, let's take a look on future radar and give you an idea of what I'm talking about. Now, again, there's a lot to work out timing-wise on this. The data is not set in stone yet, but this is what the high-resolution NAM has to say at this point. Go through the morning hours and even to the afternoon hours are dry. By the time 5 o'clock hits here or so, you can see that you've got a line of thunderstorms which will be forming up here pretty well close to where the cold front is going to be at, and then starting to advance our way. And really it's going to be a good little while before it gets here, because here is 11 o'clock at night and you can see it's just here south of the Indianapolis area, and sort of diagonally it's moving through the Vincennes area. And watch really southern Illinois and Kentucky doesn't really get much out of this. It stays confined mostly to southern Indiana before it moves into the river, and then by the time it gets down here to out of the state, it's 1 and 2 a.m. in the morning before it's really entirely gone out of the state. So honestly, this is one of these situations where with kind of the heat of the day coming on, if the storm does end up rolling through this late, there's some questions as to how severe it will be, because it's going to get dark close to 9 p.m. and if it's midnight before it's really starting to push into our area, there's a darn good chance that line could be drastically weakened by the time it gets to us. So of course that's a good thing. Problem is, though, the data is inconclusive, because we can go to our HER model, which is the highest resolution model that we have. It only sees out 15 hours, and for right now it only sees until 7 p.m. But you can see at 7 p.m. it has the line really starting to take shape a little bit, and it is actually already into the Indianapolis area. And if I go back here and I put you to where 5 o'clock should be, and I believe that would be right about, let's see, no, we need to go to 1900. So I need to go, here we go. All right, so this gives you an idea. Here is what the high resolution NAM is saying where that line should be at about 7 o'clock tonight. Notice it's well in northern Indiana. The HER model is significantly further already down into central Indiana and pushing in. So if the HER model is right and the timing's a little bit faster there, then, honestly, we'd face a stronger severe threat. If the high resolution NAM is right and the line slows down, well, it's not going to be quite as severe in my opinion. So again, these are details that we've got to work out over the course of the day, and it's really just going to be seeing what develops. But that's about all that we can say from there. It's sort of a wait and see. see game at this point. The parameters are in place. That wind energy and the wind shear are there, but they are kind of on the borderline for what you need for severe weather. So it's certainly nothing to write home about by any means. Instability, we should have plenty of instability to work with today, and we've got the forcing mechanism to firestorms. So if anything, it's just going to be a matter of timing as to when these storms roll through. And if it does roll through later this evening and the timing speeds up further than what the NAM says, then I do think that we've got a decent shot of seeing a severe thunderstorm watch issued and maybe a few warnings taking place with this. Slows down later, chances decrease. That's about all we can say at this point. It's a wait and see game, and we'll keep you updated this afternoon. Be sure to like us on Facebook. Facebook.com/Southern Indiana Weather. I'll provide updates to you throughout the day on the latest data on what we know about it, and certainly we will go from there. Keep it tuned right here. All right, folks, to go to southernindianaweather.com. Let's take a look at your forecast very quickly for today. It's going to be a warm one. I'm forecasting a high around 87 today, partly cloudy skies, more of a sun and cloud mix today, scattered thunderstorms. Again, it's going to be mainly this evening hours before we start to see any of those thunderstorms move into the area. I think most of the day will stay dry, and anything that we see during the daytime it's going to be pretty isolated in fashion today, but it's going to be a humid, downright muggy day. And by the way, if you're waking up this morning and watching this video early on, we got a dense fog advisory going on for this morning to use a little extra travel time. Again, that slight risk of severe weather today, and it's going to be primarily in the evening hours. Best time, in my opinion, is going to be between 5 p.m. and midnight, and again, we'll have to work out that timing. We'll dip down to 70 muggy degrees tonight for your low, and then the warm-up really continues on. 89 on Wednesday, again with partly cloudy skies, but scattered thunderstorms. I wouldn't be surprised to even see that become sort of a mostly cloudy day with thunderstorms taking over the way the forecast trend has been going on. It's looking pretty wet. Isolated stuff then on Thursday and Friday, but into the 90s. The weekend looks pleasant as far as sky conditions are concerned, but we're going up into the low 90s both days. And folks, it is going to be very humid those days as well. So heat indices, you can look this week to go well above the triple-digit 100 mark there. Unfortunately, that's the way it is going to be. All right, folks, that is it for this video update. I apologize for it being just a little bit longer than what the normal 3-minute videos are, but I think with the severe weather risk today, it was justified. Keep it right here to Southern Indiana Weather on Facebook, on Twitter, and to southernindianaweather.com, and I will update you with the latest as things happen today. I'm meteorologist Michael Wilhite for Southern Indiana Weather. Have a great day, folks. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time.